Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920, WGHQ in Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you and mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. Good morning, and this is Dan Gatis, and thank you for tuning in, sharing the morning with us. It's still dark outside, but we're going at it. Okay, so it's Tuesday, October 26th, and 51 degrees here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and
sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner?
Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dina Roy from Hurley, and I support the Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And you're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ, 920 on your AM dial and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. 331-9255 is our call-in number, and the lines are open. A little bit about the weather. What about the weather? I mean, my heavens, we're going to experience rain all day today. It was all night last night, too. It says it's a 100% chance. What do you think of that? And the high is 56 today, and it's going down to 51 tonight, but with the same rain. Wednesday, we've got a good bit of cloudiness, but a slight chance of a rain shower as well. But a little bit of sun is peeking through on Wednesday. It's a high of 58 Wednesday, and Wednesday night it's partly cloudy with a low of 42. And what are we doing Thursday? Thursday is generally sunny. That's our reward. Generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. A high of 59. Now let's get to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you, Dan?
Terrific Tuesday.
It's a little dark Tuesday, isn't it?
I was thinking halfway through your weather forecast, you only needed one word.
Rain.
Until Thursday. Thursday.
If you're listening and you happen to still be in bed and you have the luxury of not having to get out of bed,
just stay there.
Exercise that option, yes.
Put the radio on next to your bed.
Exactly.
Next to your ear and listen to us there. Like when I went to bed last night at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, you know how your streetlights show how much rain is happening? Yes. It was the same. It was the same at 10:30 as it was at 6:30.
Yeah, I believe it, no doubt.
And the same, it's so dark. I mean, it actually feels like 7 at night instead of 7 in the morning.
Yep.
So 2 weeks, right? And
daylight savings.
Yes. So we'll have it on the other end.
Yep.
I don't know which is worse, which is better.
Yeah.
But what can you do? I'd
rather have it light in the morning.
Yeah,
totally. Because to me, especially in the winter, at the end of the workday, like signals the end of the workday. It might as well be dark. Then you go home and you start your night activities. That's how I look at it. It makes me feel better, perhaps. But
And I do feel bad for the kids with the school buses because 7:15 is not unusual for someone to get on the bus and it's dark to be standing at a bus corner. So it is a little bit better when the daylight savings comes along. So
so you had asked about capers last week.
Yes.
Kiwanis Capers was a smashing success.
Fantastic.
Great show, first of all. So kudos to Steve Klein for writing and directing. And kudos to all the other actors.
And the time and effort.
Yeah, the songs they did. I was lucky, I guess lucky you could say, or the audience was lucky. I was only in one dance scene, which went well. Mo Gibbons sang a parody song. We were backup singers behind her.
Oh, that's great.
But there was a couple other good songs. Ann Papillion and Terry Dwyer had a really good one. And... it was just a good show.
That's fantastic, and the turnout was fantastic,
yeah,
right?
Which was shocking. The Thursday night show was like the busiest Thursday night show I've ever seen.
That's
Friday and
fantastic.
Saturday were both good. The Ad Journal, does well, and kudos to all the Kiwanians for sticking it out and getting it done, and hopefully when the dust settles and the accounts ledger books are balanced, we'll have made a whole bunch of money to give away to our Kingston graduates this coming high school graduation. So
that's
class
fantastic.
of 2022.
And after missing a year, it's nice to see the crowds back, the journal back.
Yep. What was fun was not fun. I guess you could say it was fun. Was I don't know. Mayor had a great little cameo too.
Oh, did he? Oh, good.
Poked fun at himself, which is pretty good. In the role,
which
is
is
written
nice.
into it, which is nice and good. Great. Great.
Community spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Showing chutzpah, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
What was I going to say was fun? I don't know. But, it's amazing how much this comes together. Like, literally, a Saturday night, as soon as the curtain dropped, it was, okay, get to work. Because we have to rent big curtains, backdrops, pull them into the gym, stretch them out, fold them, because they have a deposit on those,
Sure.
So they're cheap to rent, but it's a big deposit. So you got to fold them up nicely, bag them, box them, and, we're, show ended at 9:30, and we were still there at 10:30, folding up stuff, putting the stage back together for the school week, and
yeah, sure. No, there's a lot behind the scenes that people don't see.
So much, props and it's a tremendous amount of work.
But it's well worth it, and you guys do such a fantastic job.
And
so
if we could come up with a better way to raise that much money every year, we would.
I know.
Anybody else has a good idea. But everybody, Boys and Girls Club, Y, the college. I mean, people are trying to be creative with galas and balls and auctions and capers and Dancing with the Stars. You got to keep trying to
new ideas and new things.
Figure out how to raise money. Sell tickets and or get bodies to the door.
Well, and you do the race, the classic.
Yeah.
That's something a little different.
That's
also
another huge
fundraiser, right?
But amount of legwork with that.
That's what we're talking.
Before, you have to go house to house and post signs where the roads are going to get closed and
spotters along the way and water stations,
and traffic control, and sign-ups. You need dozen people at the race day registration. 100 people flock all at once to sign up, and bibs and goodie bags and numbers and tags, and it's a lot.
It is
giving out the T-shirts.
I know.
3 people there. You got piles, and I want to go. It gets hectic. So
it does. Yeah. It really does. So we're even saying that with the Italian festival, the amount of work that goes into it. But again, it's like capers.
They never even think of.
It's a community event. It brings everybody together. So not only are you doing it for the financial gain of your organization, but you're also doing it for the
community.
Right.
Put on a party.
Yes, exactly. So well worth all the hard work. That's for sure. So another what capers was that? Do you know?
Oh gosh. 50th or something, 47th, 40s, 40s something. Yes.
That's amazing. All these years,
absolutely.
That's great. Do you know who that was a brainchild of? Like who started Capers?
Oh, goodness, no.
That'd be an interesting question to find out.
I'm sure
someone was the original one who started Capers.
One thing that's really cool about the Kiwanis Capers is there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing else like it.
Yeah, no,
Very
pretty much
true.
not.
Yep. Very, very true,
You know,
Dan.
where else are you going to see your lawyer and your accountant dressed as women dance on the stage, you know? Or, hey, that's my gas delivery guy, or, you know, whatever.
Right.
You know? Isn't that that guy was at my bank closing, or, you know?
Exactly.
Literally, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
So.
No, it's great.
Well, it was fun. Glad it's over.
Yeah. Another one in the books, that's
Now,
for sure.
Now on to the next project, I suppose.
Yeah. And we have go ahead.
The next project would be, for me personally, this Monday, first of the month, Elks Drive-Through Dinner, $10. It's roast pork, mashed potatoes, carrots, and dessert.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
$10 for reservations. Call Paula, are you listening? 481-0752.
481-0752.
Correct. Leave a message. You don't need a call back. Just leave a message, your name, and how many dinners you want, and we will get them to you.
Well, I think that's a great fall dinner.
Yep,
The mashed
yep.
potatoes, roast pork,
nice
nice
roast
little
pork, hand carved.
maples.
You know, this isn't like, you know, pork roll. This is like.
This is the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. So.
That sounds great.
And then following that up, which the same reservation number, 4810752, on Veterans Day, is our pasta and meatball complimentary for veterans drive-through dinner. It's $10 for a companion meal. But if your companion is a vet also, they are free as well. So
There you go.
whatever. But yeah, non-military people, we're asking for $10, you know, pay for their meal, but that's all going directly to our veterans services, you know, through the Elks Lodge, our support of you know, the stand down, the house on Wirt Street, whatever. So that is distribution is between 5 and 6 on Veterans Day. Marianne DeGroat and I are going to be in the kitchen. So make your reservation. We're limiting it to 100 meals. That's total. So 70 vets, 30 companions, or 50-50, or you know whatever it is. So
Great.
There could be room for walk-ups, drive-ups, but don't count on that. So
Can you start making reservations
sure,
now?
anytime you
All right.
want. It's only
A week and a half?
week and a couple days away.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks away, yeah.
2 weeks, yep.
So
Yeah, and a week from
that's-
today is Election Day.
I know.
That's amazing. So I saw in the Freeman, did you see in the Freeman this morning, 944 people did early voting.
I didn't see my Freeman today because my delivery guy is probably still in bed. But
I hate to tell you, Cameron, where my Freeman was this morning. I opened the door right there on the sill.
Under the drive?
Yeah, under
Oh,
the,
of course.
yeah.
Well, they throw mine from the car, and even though it's in a bag, when it lands, like the bag gets a little chip in it.
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
sits in and it gets wet.
And of course, it always ends up in a puddle when they throw it like
course.
that.
But yeah, I saw, I guess the day before, the first day of early voting was big as well, so that's great.
Yeah, so 944. Now, they did a comparison between 2 years ago, because 2 years ago was an off election, and this year, and there was 600 votes by this time. But there were two things. One, it was brand new, so people probably had more tendency to do early voting. And second, Ashley Dittis, who's the Democratic Board of Elections Commissioner, brought up the point that there was a highly contested DA race this last time.
Oh, okay.
This time, there's not that many contested races, so
900 people.
944 people is a good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now, as I recall, the overall numbers were up in the election last year, I
Yes,
think, right?
yes.
Number of voters, I think.
yeah,
And I would like to say that's attributable to early voting.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. It is a convenience.
So,
I,
you know, the
I
more-
do believe that.
You know, when 30% of eligible voters vote, getting that number up any way possible is a good thing.
Is a positive thing. And, we said in the air before, but just to remind people, flip over that ballot after you fill in your squares for the candidates. Flip it over and vote on those propositions. It's very important that you do that. And look to see if your town has a proposition also, because there's many towns that have propositions going in addition to the statewide ones. So please don't forget to do that. And you can find your polling places right on the Board of Elections website, or, of course, the Freeman. Any of the publications have it also.
I'm sure you just Google, where do I vote in Hurley, New York, or, whatever.
It'll come right up. Yep, absolutely. So, yeah.
Pretty smart. You can just ask it pretty much any question. You know?
Yeah, they'll
Who's
know.
the offensive Giants tackle in 1966, and comes right up.
Yep.
Know?
Or if
Speaking of the Giants,
they
pow,
won.
Baby.
They
that
won.
was a great game. Well,
Yes.
I don't know about great game. It was a great
Well,
victory.
they won.
We won.
They won. That's
Therefore,
all
it was
that
a great
counts.
Game, but
Exactly.
it wasn't particularly pretty.
No, it was not. It was not. But it was. They won.
Yeah,
And that's all that
but
counts.
how about,
Listen, you could be the Jets.
I know. Yeah.
Please.
Daniel Jones kept making that spectacular Odell Beckham-like catch.
Yeah.
Fingertip leap.
Yep.
Great.
No.
But they got a tough game coming up in Kansas City Monday
yeah,
night.
yeah.
National TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never wish anyone ill. Well, that's not true. I do wish some people ill. But I almost said Colin Kaepernick. Patrick Mahomes, he had bad concussion.
Yeah.
I hope young man is okay, but I would love to see him sitting on the bench Monday night.
Yeah, I know, on the
instead
field,
of suited
right?
up against the Big Blue.
I know, right? How true is that?
Yeah.
But, so it was a good football day for New York fans, that's for sure. Yeah. And the World Series, it's terrible when you don't have a New York team in the World Series. You have a tendency not to pay attention to who's playing. But the World Series starts.
Yep.
Yeah. Houston's in it again, right?
Yeah, which is why I don't even care because, as far as I'm concerned, they cheated the Yankees out of there.
Yeah, right.
Playoff berth 2 years ago, banging on the garbage can, and Altuve had the buzzer in his shirt.
Right.
Just looking at that guy irks me.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Ugh, God, that guy.
Yeah.
He just looks so snarky and condescending. He just looks like he's cocky.
Right.
You can act cocky and be cocky, but just he even looks it. And I can't stand that that athlete.
Well,
that's all we'll say. Hope
that's it. So
for
at
those
least
Astro fans out there, sorry, but guys are cheaters.
You don't have to tune in, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. I don't have to watch it. And now it's all going to be like they're West Coast, mid.
Right. Yeah.
California and Texas. Those are later time frames, so.
Yeah, it really cuts us out a little bit.
Yeah, I got better things to do than watch baseball. I don't care about.
Yeah. So did you see that the county is opening the Best Buy site again for boosters?
Yeah.
Starting on Friday, you can go on the website to sign up for an appointment. You have to be 65 or older, or there's certain classes of individuals that are eligible over the age of 18 if you have certain pre-existing conditions and so forth. So please go on the website.
Yeah, because will that give? Will you get a notice, or will you just have to do it yourself, after 6 months? Or 8 months, after,
do it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
They won't I won't get a
notice like Cameron. Time for you to get your booster.
No, okay. Yep. That will not be happening. Okay.
So you just have to figure 6 months.
Listeners,
that's voluntary.
Or the civilians or everyone has to be on it themselves.
But speaking of voluntary, the county is absolutely and in all ways possible asking for volunteers for that.
Yes,
that
very
effort,
good point, Dan.
That effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
They
will be given
medical professionals as well as just people to help
people.
to help move people along.
Yep,
and coordinate
timing and
things like that.
Courtesy, escorts and stuff. And it's free of charge, right? If you go to the county, it's free of charge.
Yes. Yep. And they're giving Moderna and Pfizer shots.
And you're allowed to mix and match, right?
They're saying if you have a Moderna, at least what I read, if you have a Moderna, you can mix and match, but stick with Moderna if you can, stick with Pfizer if you can. J&J.
Stick with J&J.
Yeah, no, J&J, they're saying really, Moderna is supposed to be the stronger of the two, and J&J, that vaccine, not that it's a great vaccine, but it's not as potent as the Moderna or the Pfizer. So they're saying get one or the other if you had the J&J the first time for a booster. So what did you have?
I got Pfizer.
Yeah,
I went to the fairgrounds, the county fairgrounds.
That's right. Yeah, you went to New Paltz.
Yeah, that was no joke. In and out, boom.
Yeah, so
I lost track of time. I was sitting there doing my crossword puzzle. They're like, I look up and I was like, oh wow, I could have left 5 minutes ago.
That's a good thing when that happens. That's a very good thing. That's for sure. Yeah, so just go on the website and make an appointment. And, of course, for seniors, if you don't have a computer, you can call the Office of the Aging, and they'll help you set up an appointment for the booster shot. They are saying, Cameron, that you should do 4 weeks in between your flu shot and your booster shot. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Of course, probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about flu. I've never gotten a flu shot.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, not for any like political, statement reason. I just never got around to getting one.
Well, you're still, you're under 60.
It's nice working alone all winter.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would, I'd be willing to bet you $10 that most people contract diseases through their workplace.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Or, if it's you get it at home, it's from the workplace, or school or work. I would think that most people get contaminated from.
Yeah.
Even if you are careful, how many people walking out of your building? Dan, your work, at the
right. Flu shot's kind
whether
of
you're volunteering at people's
it's a given.
place,
You got to do the flu shot.
yeah, or
yes,
you're
any
working
public,
uptown,
any public arena,
Yeah.
There's public places.
Yeah.
Or if you're a retailer or something like that.
Yeah, so
very important.
One small luxury, I guess, working alone.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right.
And your dog isn't
going to
get flu.
a couple positives of working alone.
Yes. There's more than one.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot less pathogens in my way, I guess, during the day.
Oh gosh, but you have
When
your
you put it
dog.
like
You
that,
have your
You
dog.
put it like that, yeah. There's a lot of reasons to like to work alone.
So and we have a full studio today. Hopefully, we have Dr. Roberts from the community college at 7:30, and then at 8:00 we have Kingston Library coming in, and they always have something fun
Something's
and exciting going on there. And then at 8:30, hopefully, we have Paul Hakim, who's going to tell us a little bit about the economic forecast of the area and what's happening throughout the country
and development and
which will be great.
Or whatever else somebody wants to talk about. Anything,
Yes, yeah.
Talk about anything with them. Here's the call-in show, 331-9255. If you got a joke or a comment or question for Nina or myself, try to stump me with trivia. I don't know, something.
Yeah, it's call in. That's for sure.
Stump Cam.
Yeah, that's right.
Stump Cam. I think we
That's
should.
a good idea.
I think we
Stump
should
Cam.
start that, Dan. Next week, I'm going to start bringing in a trivia question every Tuesday.
I think that's a great
So we can
idea
stump
because
Cam.
Cam is a
question,
walking
right.
encyclopedia.
Yep.
Stump Cam.
Walking something.
Cam-
Come on,
Wikipedia.
somebody
I'm really
somebody
full of
call
Wikipedia,
in
we have
today and
Camipedia.
stump Cam.
I'm really full of it. Full of something. I don't know what. Wit, knowledge, something. I don't know.
A little bit of everything.
Yep.
That's for sure. And I
Well,
see.
another busy weekend just passed.
Yes.
In the area.
Yeah. I had to tell you, it's really been nonstop, right?
Yep.
Busy on the Strand, busy in uptown Kingston, and really throughout the county. We're looking.
We've lucked out with the weather. The weekends have
we
been nice.
have.
Like the last 5 weekends, I don't think we've had weekend rain in a while. So it's really helps the tourism.
Oh, it does. It makes a huge difference.
Coming home, actually I had the good fortune of being at the Giants game on Sunday, and I was down a couple weeks ago too. The southbound traffic at 6 o'clock at night is unbelievable. It's the backup starts at the 17. Throughway 17 to 87 merge off. This backup start there, and they're sporadic up until New Paltz. It's unbelievable, the southbound traffic.
Yeah, no, I know.
You
I've
get
seen
to
it.
Kingston and you come off and you look back at the taillights, when you loop around
The
and
red.
it's like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're always lucky because we're going in the opposite
Yeah,
direction because
opposite-
we're
yeah,
always
in the
coming
evening,
home,
yeah,
right?
the
Yeah,
reverse
after the
commute,
weekend. Yeah, so which is nice.
It's
Yeah,
just and you see the cars. It's not. It's bike racks and roof racks full of luggage strapped down and people towing campers and
yeah,
it's definitely people coming home from a weekend excursion or something. So it's
Yeah.
tourism is booming.
it really is, and you could see it. You could see it all over the county. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, part of that's reflected in the optimism of our budgets with the sales tax
Right.
revenue.
Yeah, that comes from-
minimally maintaining steady and rising in
Yes.
cases. So,
Yeah,
which was a bright spot during the pandemic. I think it surprised a lot of
it did.
treasurers
Absolutely.
and comptrollers. Reading the articles like, wow, we aren't as bad off as we thought. So,
Yeah, no, for sure, no, definitely. And it's funny because we're looking at like the farms with the pumpkin picking, and there's so many choices in the area. It's just amazing. You don't realize how many farms that we actually have in Ulster County.
Oh.
Which is a huge industry within
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
Farming, the apple picking.
I think that comes second after tourism.
Yeah.
oh,
Doesn't-
I would think.
Doesn't agriculture come second
I would
after
think.
tourism?
I believe so,
Yeah.
Dan. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, the cideries and the
Yeah.
And sometimes the little pumpkin picking places are you wouldn't even expect them.
Yeah, but it's a
I've seen them
viable
just off the road in Midtown and stuff like that.
But they're viable agricultural operations, which
Right.
is cool.
Which is great.
Keeps open space. No food, no farms, no food. You've all seen those bumper stickers. So
Yeah.
I'd rather have farm fields than condo developments. To be honest with you, That's what makes our area special. One of the reasons. One of the things.
Yes, one of the things among many.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. And you add the rail trails to it. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Up along the Shokan Reservoir this past weekend was just gorgeous. Yep. So, and you fished on the reservoir.
Oh yeah, looking around. I meant just this time of year because the leaves are starting to turn.
Yeah. Not as great, right? As previous
because the
years,
maples a lot of the maple trees turn brown.
Is that from the rain?
Yeah, the dryish summer, and then all the rain. It just something like some sort of like mildew or something. And it just drops the leaves.
It's a shame. Yeah. We were up in it was our anniversary this past weekend, and we were up in the Boston area. Thank you. And the foliage wasn't the way you normally would see it.
Yeah, because like that ride on the Mass Pike can be beautiful.
It's usually gorgeous, right?
And
yeah. It wasn't as nice as it's been in past years. But anyway, it's still a beautiful area and it's still a beautiful time of year, the fall here in Ulster County and in the north east. So,
well, with any luck, we won't have a very snowy winter.
No, Farmer's Almanac. Do we have any statistics? There's a Cameron question. Do we have statistics on how often the Farmer's Almanac is correct?
I don't know. I have one at my house.
Oh my heavens! Yeah, we used to have one.
Always.
Me and Carl always had one here. Just to reflect on whatever the Farmer's Almanac is saying. But
we'll get one. My dad's got
Yeah, it's not here in the new facility.
Promotional advertisers.
Oh, great!
He sells them, and you can get your name imprinted on the back covers and all that.
Right.
Samples for himself. Dave Rylance. Well, I'll get one in here.
Oh, that would be great.
But they're so general.
Yeah.
Right.
They say,
they can't be wrong.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Mid-March to mid-November. Brisk winds and cool evenings and sunny days. Well, hello.
How wrong can you be?
But then again, like the Farmer's Almanac probably takes, last year, 10 years ago, and the averages are pretty accurate.
I would think. Over the years, you do it long enough. Yeah. But I've heard several. I've heard it's going to be cold and snowy. I've heard just a cold, not snowy.
Oh, so you've heard that?
Yeah, I've heard a couple, not contradictory, but cold. A couple predictions I had. Cold was colder than normal. Is it? I guess because the jet stream has dipped or is weakening, which allows the polar vortexes to come down. So
if that's the case, then there would be less snow.
Yeah.
Because usually snow happens in the 20 to 33 degree range.
Because cold air is high pressure air, and high pressure air is dry. There's no more snow in it. That's why, like when we get snow, we get that rain snow band. Like Newburgh can get 2 inches of rain, we can get 10 inches of snow or whatever. That's because it's that heavy, low pressure, moist air that carries the snow, and that air just like by definition can't be cold, whatever. Otherwise, it wouldn't hold moisture. So,
right.
It's a function of each other, I guess you could say.
So we'll have to see with the farm. If you remember, bring it next week.
I'll get a Farmer's Almanac. Dad, if you're listening, forward us a Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah, so we can look at it next week and see what it has to say. We'll give everybody an update. So Cameron has his pad and pencil here, and he's making notes. So hopefully we'll have the Farmer's Almanac.
Farmer's Almanac in here.
Yep, next week.
So we got a minute to go for a break, and like you said earlier, Dr. Roberts or someone from community college will hopefully be joining us.
Yeah, they had the Community College Foundation dinner. Yeah, which was we could talk a little bit about that when he comes on the air.
So
in the Kingston Library at 8 and 8:30 Paul Hakim.
Yeah, and I still hear the rain on the roof.
Yes, and I think we'll hear that all day.
Yeah. So all right, well, that's about the bottom of the hour. Why don't we go to break, Dan, and see you shortly.
Will do. Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and it's at the bottom of the hour, almost 7:30 a.m. right now with Nina and Cam for a terrific Tuesday. And you're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio on AM 920 and 92.5 FM and streaming online at mykcr.org. And we'll be right back after these messages.
You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copiague, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. 51 degrees on this Tuesday, October 26th. And this portion of Kingston Community Radio is being brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston is their main office. A little bit about the weather for Kingston and the surrounding areas. Obviously, a lot of rain today, 100% chance of rain, as we know, and it's 56 degrees is going to be the high for today. And tonight it's going to be about the same, with a low of 51. Wednesday, considerable cloudiness with a slight chance of a rain shower and a little slight chance of a little bit of sun, too, on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night goes down to 42 with a partly cloudy. Thursday, though, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds, a high of 59 and partly cloudy on Thursday night with a low of 41. And again, this portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. Welcome back.
We are back.
We are.
And hopefully Dr. Roberts will be joining us by phone. But, we were just talking, my poor son.
Yes.
He graduated high school, 17, literally like the youngest kid in the class. And his sweetheart and his 3-4 best buddies went away to college, and he's a little bored. He's working. He's busy. He's working full time at Herzog's.
Good. That's a good thing.
Department. Yeah, thank goodness he's staying productive. But he was young. We said he's going to be 18 in November on Thanksgiving, 25th, 11/25 his birthday. He was born on Thanksgiving. It took 18 years
to get back to Thanksgiving.
His birthday to fall back on Thanksgiving. I find that odd because it can only be within a certain range of days. It's always the third Thursday of the month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Is Dr. Roberts on the phone?
Chris
no,
Marx.
I'm sorry, he's not. This is Chris Marx.
Darn.
Dr. Roberts couldn't make it.
That's awesome, Chris. Thank you for calling and joining us.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Nina. Good morning, Cameron.
How are you, man? I hope you're dry.
Yeah, thankfully I'm dry, but man.
So what's going on?
Rain all day.
Nina reminded me off the air that the gala dinner had just passed since Dr. Roberts was with us. How'd you like to report on that?
That was fantastic. First of all, the showing was great. We had to limit seating, of course, but we filled it. And the gala committee did this incredible job at Wiltwick of setting up the entire event outside under tents. And it was one of the first times that I think a lot of us have just been able to get together in crowds and feel a little bit normal. And it was wonderful. And as always, heart-wrenching and touching for all the things that the Foundation's been able to do for our students.
That's great. That's wonderful. And it's nice to see such a great turnout.
Okay.
So Chris, we're having a little, I'm confused what's happening. We have a couple phone calls at once, so I apologize for that. But to stay on the topic of the gala, I have to say I was unable to attend. I had another event, but I saw some pictures, and I was amazed. It was such a wonderful turnout. And the honorees, can we talk a little bit about the honorees at the gala?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I think that would be great. So you know what, my heart is with our faculty. So I'm going to start with our honoree, Goretti Benka. I can't say enough about this faculty member. She runs our Teaching and Learning Center. So she was at the front of the line when we had to make all of these shifts due to the pandemic. She had to come up with, and her team had to come up with a plan for how we were going to move our programs remotely and then create training programs across the board for all faculty and staff who support and service faculty so that we could just be able to, continue to keep our classes running. And, what she did was just absolutely phenomenal. So she was, one of our highlight nominees, one of our highlight individuals from the gala. So I have to start with Goretti. One of the other teams that was highlighted at the gala was our health and safety, our public safety team, and again, just keeping us safe throughout the pandemic. Their work, their tireless efforts to make sure that we had so many guidance and directions from SUNY and from the health department, and for us to be able to keep that going, was just a huge chore. So,
it's still ongoing.
That was great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an ongoing chore. So it's
Yeah,
not like it's
stop,
over.
right?
They're still working on that. So
Yeah.
Well, it was wonderful, and so many. I have to say, the event is so fantastic. Every year, you raise a tremendous amount of money for the foundation, which is a positive, and a great shout out to the committee because they did a wonderful job.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's fantastic. It was sold out. It was a success all the way around.
It was a sold out. It was a sold out event.
Excellent.
All right, so here, I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anybody, so I pulled it up. So our other honorees we had Drew Andrews in the Center for Creative Education.
Yeah.
You guys know Drew.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Man, I just the energy he brings to everything is awesome, and what he's done in the community is incredible, especially for kids. Then we had Donna and Rich Croce, who have been. I hadn't realized how long Donna and Rich have been supporting the foundation and the college, and just how committed they have been to what we're doing. So they were absolutely incredible. And then, of course, finally we had our Be Like Anita Award, which is in honor of Anita Williams-Peck. And that was Darlene Pfeiffer, who probably in a prior show, Dr. Roberts had announced and talked about Darlene's incredible gift of $1 million to continue Dr. Roberts's President's Challenge Scholarship in Ulster County. So, what an amazing event! Just good feelings all around.
That's great to hear.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, congratulations to the committee for pulling it off, and kudos for Wiltwyck for being good hosts. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's great
They
to
were
hear.
terrific hosts.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful evening, too. Beautiful early fall evening.
Perfect.
That always helps when the weather cooperates, makes a huge difference. So what else is happening at the college, Chris?
Well, we're coming back. We're starting to see more students, semester after semester, which is nice. We have made a commitment for the spring to have every course will have at least one section that is going to have some face-to-face component. So we are making sure that we are open for our students and, having them come in person.
Wow.
So, and making sure that it's safe for them to come in person.
Do you see enrollment ticking up at all, or is it still too early to tell? Because I know it's been off a little bit.
It is off. I think it is too early to tell. I think we are, we're seeing this across the country, and we're seeing it in, not just our community college, but other community colleges as well as other schools. Lots of theories out there as to why enrollments are down, why there's this big shift happening from full-time students to part-time students, and I imagine it's not just one reason, right? I think we're still.
I could tell you one reason that the for-profit higher education industry is going to put itself out of business, and community colleges are going to become the starting point for people. It's unbelievable that how the system has. To me, it's been out of control, and for the work you guys do, in our community, it can't get better. It's the perfect thing. Moving, whether you're leaving high school, starting a career, starting home, or continuing education, certificate, licensing, whatever. It's the way to go, and you guys have to keep it on. You know what I mean? It's a corny saying, but you got to stay the course and keep doing what you're doing, because I think everything's going to have to come around. The job. Every place is scrambling for jobs, and why is that? Are people more training required? Like you said, there's so many variables.
Yes.
That moving forward, upgrading your skills seems to be like the only thing that is a constant in all of this. So,
well, I think a couple points there. I think the last thing you said, absolutely. I think the community colleges are the primary place for students to get those upskilled pathways into jobs. And we've made a commitment to ensure that the programs that we put together lead people to job pathways that are, family sustaining wages. We don't do programs that just sort of push people out into, entry level jobs with no future. I think that, that's one of the biggest gifts of community college in a community is that, we train people who can really take these higher level, higher skilled jobs. And unlike privates, most of our students graduate with absolutely no debt, and our foundation is a big piece of that. And I'm gonna channel Dr. Roberts right now and say that is one of the main reasons why second year running we are the #1 community college in New York State.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Is the affordability and the programs. in the graduation rate.
And accessibility, I mean, even the Marys Avenue campus that you guys have created here in the city of Kingston is huge for people who may have transportation issues and not be able to get out to Stone Ridge, but want to take advantage of taking courses and so forth. Great opportunity right here in the city of Kingston, very accessible. Those are things that really impact the student enrollment and the availability.
Does UCAT still offer free rides to the community
that's
college?
true too.
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe,
That's another great.
A SUNY Ulster ID.
Yeah.
And it's a free ride on UCAT. This fall. We planned this a while ago when we thought things were opening up a little bit quicker. But this fall we started to offer some short-term, very affordable programs in things like Google Suite and online marketing yourself, or how to create a LinkedIn profile. And it's just for people in the community. But one of the things that we've also done is we've partnered with the YMCA to offer childcare, and it's early evening classes. Come and check out the campus, and have a class that can gain a couple skills, but then maybe learn a little bit about more of what we're doing. And one of our grants that supports our New Start for Women program is supporting having childcare available so we can have it more accessible.
Wow,
so,
that's fantastic.
Is that in Stone Ridge or at St. Mary or Mary's Avenue?
It's on Mary's Avenue.
Wow.
We ran one 2 weeks ago, and we have another one coming up. But you can go on our website and you can see the short-term classes. We're planning on doing more in the spring.
But that childcare component is fantastic. You said you got a grant for that?
We're using some grant funds to pay for childcare.
Wow, that's
and then
that is huge.
It's a grant-funded program that supports our New Start for Women project, and
which is
we saw this as an outreach effort too. So if you've got individuals who are coming and they do need childcare, maybe they're looking at more education and enrolling in a degree program, and maybe a program like New Start.
Yeah. Now, if you can,
would be a good fit.
If you can, for our listeners, the New Start program to me is absolutely,
me too.
Literally a life-changing opportunity. Could you just describe that a little bit for some of our listeners? Well, all of them.
I would love to. So we, with generous support from a local foundation, put together with an incredible team of people, put together a program that is designed for women who are looking for a chance for career mobility and economic mobility. And a lot of the women who come into the program are single moms, and it's a business-focused program, so it's a business degree. They come in as a cohort, so there's this community that is created with the women in the program. And what the foundation funding has allowed us to do is to help support childcare, transportation, and some other expenses, including full tuition paid for the women coming through the program.
And technology.
We set a goal.
Right? And technology is available as well for them? Laptop or
Absolutely.
tablets?
Everyone gets laptops, and if you don't have good Wi-Fi, we send you home with a hotspot. And because we were working with moms in the first cohort, before the pandemic started, we put in place technology in the classroom. So if you have a sick child at home, you could just sign in using Zoom before everybody started using Zoom. You can sign in using Zoom so you don't miss the class. So when we made the shift back in spring 2020, when the pandemic hit, the women in this program, it was easy for them because they had already been doing it.
Wow,
and
that's
it was
great.
a great model for us to follow for other programs.
Now you said they start as a cohort. Does that start every September, or when does the
every
cycle?
Summer, actually?
Every summer they start. Okay.
We start a cohort every summer, and we're hitting 70-80% graduation rate.
Wow, that's
with
great.
with the program, which is, moving, almost, double to triple that of normal programs of other programs at the college in some cases. So,
and how many participants? How many participants, Chris?
Right now we have, I think we're at 32.
Oh, that's great. That's a nice number.
Yes, and a combination of those coming to Mary's Avenue, and then remote.
Yeah,
coming
that's
into
great.
Remote learning.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure information for that's available on the website and all that. But that's New Beginnings is the name of that program.
New Start.
New Start.
New Start. And we're in the spring we'll start our application process for the next cohort for the summer.
It's never too early to put that word out. So
yeah, that's for sure. It's interesting though how you were using Zoom prior to the pandemic. Right now, Zoom has become an acceptable way of meetings, classroom, whatever the case may be. But you guys had the foresight to use it prior to that, and that's amazing. So
you bought stock in it then, right?
Yeah, and it goes back to what we were saying before.
I know. Cameron, if I'd only thought.
How'd you thunk it? That and the DoorDash or these food delivery things. Oh my goodness!
I know.
Exploding.
Exactly.
So true. But that speaks volumes because you had the foresight to do that, and that's what we're talking about: accessibility in a lot of different ways, whether it's through Zoom, whether where the locations are, or even the fact of offering daycare and childcare.
That's
that's
probably I would think the number one hurdle for single parents to getting out of the home back to school.
Yes. Yep.
I agree.
Being able to help with that.
I would agree.
Yep. And yes, childcare and technology, perhaps.
Yes, right. I think both of those.
If you can address both of them, that's life change. Career changing, life changing. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
How are Senator athletics doing this fall?
Hey, we're doing pretty good with some of our athletics. Soccer team has been doing great.
SUNY Ulster soccer has some quite a legacy to live up to. So they, I hope they better be out there working hard.
I believe, I know they are.
The old Coach Visvari. That was a legacy for quite a while.
That was
huge.
It was under Visvari.
Coach Visvari. Yeah, that's right. I was a kid when that,
Yeah.
They used to have soccer camps, for kids.
Oh, right. Yes.
You'd be there, and there was the Senator soccer players seemed so
absolutely.
big, and they're like professionals. It was so cool. Out at the Armory.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was a long time ago.
A lot of years. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with my waxing
memory lane.
Waxing nostalgic here.
No, it's great. In fact, we didn't have any camps for the last 2 years, so I'm hoping that this summer we can start putting that. We can start doing that again. We're going to plan them. We're going to plan some sports camps, and get the Senator soccer and the basketball players. Who knows? Maybe in the volleyball players. Yeah. To do some kids camps.
Didn't the baseball team? Was it the baseball or the girls softball? One of the teams did really well, I thought. I don't know. Anyhow. Sure. So what else is going on? Any upcoming events or deadlines that we need to know? Registrations, opening or closings?
So registration is opening up. I believe next week, registration is opening up for the spring.
Spring semester?
So, that's amazing, Chris.
Spring semester.
I can't believe it.
Winternet is open, so, if you're looking it's a great way to get a couple credits under your belt over the winter. It's, it's quick, it's intensive, but the faculty are really good at delivering programs in that short time frame. And all those spring is upon us.
And some of those short winter break classes, semester break classes, those credits are transferable to SUNY schools, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And in fact, we pull in quite a few students from other SUNY schools who end up taking our WinterNet classes. Yeah. Most of them are online. In fact, I think they might all be online. And it's a great way to just, move a little bit ahead.
Yeah. Get credits.
So now would be the time to sign up for those.
Look into it, yeah. So parents, if you got your kids are going to be home from college this winter, get them some
There's
economical
a long break
credits.
there.
Yep, absolutely. And after the holidays, and you're just sort of sitting around waiting for your semester to start. It's a great time to, do something in the cold winter weather.
Yeah, as well as
inside,
the full complement of fun classes. Pottery and adult enrichment courses, which is you have hundreds of those. Can you talk about that for a minute, maybe?
Well, we're starting to bring those back.
Good.
A lot of those are face-to-face classes. So we've kind of curtailed those over the last couple of years. But again in the spring, we're looking to try to be this, particularly at the Kingston Center, look to be the center that feeds all education needs in the community. We have still kept our music classes going, though, which is great. Music lessons and some of the music classes, a lot of them through Zoom. So our faculty have done a great job of, effectively teaching through, music through Zoom, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah.
Creative, very creative.
Although I'm making a joke here, but you can mute the person who may not be might be a little off key or something. I'm sorry. That's the first thing I thought.
Throw that out, right?
Red microphone.
Our faculty don't adjust the volume.
That's right.
There you go.
That's how you learn. Right? So, Chris, we got a couple minutes left. Anything you'd like to wrap up with, or let get out there?
Yeah, I'd like to just push a couple, some of our green and clean energy training continues to go strong. I got to tell you, if anyone's out there thinking about a career that involves building science, green training, clean energy training, we're getting a lot of employers who are calling us up and saying that they need workers. Just last week, we had a solar installer saying that he's dying for workers. Great way to get into an incredible career. Our manufacturing companies are in great need of workers. There's a lot of tremendous jobs out there, and we've got a vibrant apprenticeship program that someone can sign up for, and you can get credits while you're building skills, while you're working and earning wages, and you can take apprenticeship credentials anywhere in the country and anywhere in the world and work in manufacturing and really make a good living. So I'll end with
because you offer CAD training and CNC machining training. I mean, those are huge.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. People don't realize the number of manufacturers here, and manufacturers with deep roots in Ulster County and the Hudson Valley, and they're not going anywhere. And this is a steady workforce, and it's not the manufacturing floor that you used to see, with tables of machinists. This is high tech equipment, computerized equipment. It's clean. It's problem solving. If you like working with your hands, it's such a great career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
It's not screwing bolts together. It's there's
completely
a lot going
different
on
technology.
out there.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
So, Chris, thank you so much.
Yes.
We appreciate it. So, why don't you just quick, the SUNY Ulster website and phone numbers we might need?
Absolutely. So, SUNY Ulster is www.sunyulster.edu. And our phone number is 687-5000. Wait a minute. I never call.
Yeah, right? That's the truth.
It's 687-5000.
There we go. You had it right. Instinct held
right.
Correct. Right. Well, Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate your time
Chris.
on this gloomy Tuesday.
Yes.
Be safe.
Well, great talking.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you
All
for
right.
everything. Take care.
Thank you. All right, Chris. Thanks.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Busy guy.
Yeah. Yeah, informative half hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
great opportunities at the community college, that's for sure.
we're almost at the top of the hour, and I hear our next guest in the green room.
Kingston Library.
It's actually teal. It's beautiful. It's not green. It's lovely blue color, but
the blue room.
In the green, the blue room.
That's the old traditional term
There you go,
for
in the
it,
green
the
room.
green room, yeah.
So cool. So why don't we go to break, and we'll be back. Well, hopefully with birthdays
I think
and our
there
library,
is.
our friends from the library. So, Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks to Chris Marx from SUNY Ulster to update us with SUNY Ulster, Stone Ridge campus, and the Marys Avenue campus. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is 8 o'clock a.m. this Tuesday, October 26th, and 51 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. And we'll be right back after these messages. By the way, this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston, their main office. And we'll be right back.
You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
And we're back, and you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. A little bit about the weather and forecast for the next few days. Luckily, the rain will subside by Thursday. Definitely periods of rain all day today. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. And it's a high of 56. We'll be seeing rain pretty much all day. Same thing for tonight. Rain likely all night long with a low of 51. And considerable cloudiness for Wednesday with a few peaks of sunshine. And partly cloudy on Wednesday night with a low of 42. Thursday, we get our reward. Generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds, a high of 59. And partly cloudy in the evening with more clouds for later at night. And no chance of rain really for Thursday or Thursday night. Okay, let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance and Nina Postupack and our new guests. Welcome back, folks.
And we are back. Terrific Tuesday with the fruit fly in here.
Yes.
And that's that. I didn't imagine that. I don't think. I did.
No, there was a fruit fly.
So it's a birthday time with Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House cow pie giveaway. So today, fortunately, we have one. Some days we're shut out.
I know, you're right.
But today, October 26th, we want to wish Jackie Perry a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jackie.
So, by default, Jackie, you are our cow pie winner. Congratulations. Go see the fine folks at the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House at 62 O'Neill Street and claim your prize and load up on all your dairy products that they sell and say hi to the fine, friendly folks down there. That's pretty good, huh?
I like that. Fine, friendly folks.
Fine, friendly folks.
Fine, friendly folks at Boyce Dairy Milk House.
So send in your announcement, people. Let's, get a little competition for the pie here. Well,
best way is to just throw it into the post office box, 4364. Post office box 4364, Kingston 12402.
Or email it, call in beforehand, but get them on in so we can
That's
read them
right.
on the air. So.
Absolutely, and have a chance to win a cow pie.
Yeah, so we are live in the studio with Margie and Ursula from the Kingston Area Library. Margie's our executive director, and Ursula is the president of the Board of Trustees. Trustees, right? Not directors. Right. Board of Trustees. And welcome back, ladies. I can't believe it's been a month.
Thanks. I know. I know.
Just here. But you have some really good info for us.
Yes, we do. I brought with me a draft of our November newsletter, and if people want to get this in their email box, they can sign up for that on our website, kingstonlibrary.org. There's a register button right on the bottom of the website, so you can see all of this in your email box later this week, and we will be talking about the things that are coming up. We have a bunch of programs, some information for folks.
There's so much information in this newsletter.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
And starting with Election Day and the proposals.
Yes, five local proposals that people, flip your ballot over this year. And one of the things that libraries do is provide information, make sure people know what's going on out there in the world. So one of the things that's top on our newsletter this week or this month is Election Day and all of that, information in those proposals with links to information.
Yeah, and we've been talking on the radio, right, for the past few weeks, Cameron, in regard to those proposals and really emphasizing the fact that people should educate themselves about the proposal prior to going in to vote. Mm-hmm. So this is a wonderful way to do it. Yep. You can find out a lot of other information, but it also allows you to really understand what those proposals are about.
Mm-hmm. And there's a link in our newsletter to information provided by the League of Women Voters, which is an amazing nonpartisan voter education group that does great work. So if people want to know more, they can go to vote411.org to find more information about those. And thanks to the League of Women Voters.
Mm-hmm. And what else do we have here? We have some workshops, right?
We do have some workshops. I think I mentioned probably the last time I was here, we were here, that we have a new librarian, Brian James. He's doing some adult and teen programming for us. And so people are going to see some new twists on our programming. We have a graphic novel workshop coming up for both teens and adults. And we have a Dungeons and Dragons program coming up that we were just talking about. And it's going to be in person, so masks required, but in person in our teen room. That's kind of exciting. People are coming back in person and joining together for programming again.
So a graphic novel. What's the difference between a novel and a graphic novel?
Well, a graphic novel has pictures. Part of the primary, it's a storytelling art form that has both text and images, and the images, the pictures really help tell the story. And it's not the same as a comic book.
Yeah, I was going to say, do not use the word comic book.
Well, comic books are great. Comics are fantastic. They're a whole different art form and literary genre. But graphic novels tend to be, geared more towards adults, and it's more
older,
one-off.
Yeah, a little more
teens and adults,
perhaps edgier or more thinking. It's not like an Archie's comic where it's all fun. Like graphic novels tend to have usually a pretty heavy subject. Whether it's, loss of love or, adventure, travel, whatever, fantasy.
Yeah. There's some really amazing stories being told through graphic novels. And I actually just saw something recently that said that they were looking at the word complexity in graphic novels, comics, and just typical novels. And the highest level of complex and unusual words was actually in comics. followed by graphic novels, and third on the list was the typical novel that you would expect, had the least number of unusual and complex words in it. So I thought, that's interesting. So those of you who are out there listening, start reading graphic novels and comics and encourage your kids to as well. Exactly. Develop your vocabulary.
But because of its, I don't want to say short format, combination of written, dialogue as well as images, you have to be very selective. Your images have to be targeted to further your storyline, and the few sentences have to be very meaningful and meaningful. Yeah. No time for blather.
That's kind of like
years ago. My husband had a hearing disability as a child and never learned to read well until he was an adult, where he got to medium. And I think he would have liked the graphic novels because he was interested in it, but he just didn't have the reading skill.
Yeah.
They didn't teach the alternate skills when he was in school that are available now. And I think it would have been a nice bridge for him to start moving into other things.
And like I said, sometimes it's very, very sophisticated storytelling in a graphic novel. That art that goes along with the text really helps move the story forward.
Yeah, and also sometimes people don't have the time to sit down and read a novel, but a graphic novel, the ones that I've at least read are a little shorter, and their version is shorter. It's not as time consuming, and the message is just as important or just as potent as if you have read a 200-page novel. So but in half the time and that it would take.
Could be shorter. Yeah. The Broadway play Fun Home, if people know that was originally a graphic novel, the memoir written by the author that was then turned into a Broadway show. So, these are major literary art forms.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about Walking Dead, What We Do in the Shadows. There's a couple of the westerns where started as graphic novels. So.
Yeah, so if people want to learn more about that art form, maybe engage in it themselves, we are having a couple of graphic novel workshops at the library.
Soon, a couple weeks.
Yep. And Brian's also facilitating a Dungeons and Dragons group at the library. We haven't had that. I mean, I've been at the library for a long time, and I don't think we've had a Dungeons and Dragons group there while I've been there. So this is, it's not that it doesn't happen at libraries, it just hasn't happened at Kingston Library, and that's now happening at Kingston Library. So Dungeons and Dragons fans that want to meet in person with other Dungeons and Dragons game players are absolutely invited. That's going to be on Saturdays to make it a little bit easier for folks to come and join us. And we're back to collaborating with our partners at the Ulster Literacy Association. We at Kingston Library, people do associate literacy with libraries, of course. And we often have people calling us asking about literacy programs, English for, non-English speakers. And we, frankly, at Kingston Library, among the Kingston Library staff, don't have that capacity. So thank goodness for the Ulster Literacy Association. We consider them our very strong literacy partners in this, and they, at Kingston Library, are providing English lessons for parents on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. So folks, and they call it English for Parents because they coordinate with the school day at George Washington School. That's not to say that only GW parents are welcome. I think anyone is welcome at that time. But they try to make it easy so parents can drop their children at school, walk up the block or drive up the block, come to the English for Parents program at Kingston Library and be done well before their children are out of school. So it's from 9:30 to 11 on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. And we are happy to provide a space for them so that they can provide that service in the community.
Yeah, it's an important service.
Yeah,
and so basically what you're saying is not just for parents.
It's not just for
anyone,
parents.
even though it's called English Lessons for Parents.
Yep. So we have, I think we've talked about our ukulele meetup that Kat Larios is facilitating for us, and that's been happening for a few weeks now, and
Has it been well attended?
Oh, it's been so well attended.
That's great.
And it's
fun.
Oh, it's very fun. You walk by our community room, you hear music, you hear chit chat, and
You're in Hawaii, right?
And as it gets darker and colder, that's kind of a nice feeling. But we have musicians of all ages, from children to adults, of all skill levels, from beginners to folks who've been playing for a while and just wanted a community to play with, all coming together in a really fun meetup with Kat on Wednesday evenings. And I have to say, Kat's wonderful. She's a great facilitator, teacher, leader, really fun to work with, and people are having a great time. They're having a great time.
And I see if you don't have your own instrument, you can check one out at the library. So that's a nice perk also.
And that is all thanks to the Catskill Ukulele Group that donated those ukuleles to the library so that we could lend them out. So we have kids who never picked up a ukulele before coming to the library, learning how to play the ukulele, and it's just so much fun to watch. It's really great. And we're also, Ursula, I don't know if you want to talk about some of the book clubs or some of the digital...
Say the Knitter's Nook.
Yeah.
Knitter's Nook. I don't knit. My mother knit, and she taught me how to knit. And when I worked in Saugerties, I had a mom who had 5 daughters, 2 sets of twins. So half of her kids were left-handed and half of them were right-handed. Huh. She was left-handed. So she had a friend who had a left-handed child who wanted to learn to knit, so they traded. One mother taught the left-handed children, and one mother taught the right-handed children, because it's backwards.
When you knit, it would be inside out?
It's reversed, following the pattern. Yeah.
Bad attempt at a stupid joke. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I always.
If I worded it better, it might have been funny.
I always crocheted, and when I was a kid, I liked making pot holders and things. One thing I'm sorry I never did learn was my grandmother could tat, which is lace making.
Oh.
And I asked her about it a couple of times, and she was like, no, it's too time-consuming, it's this and that. She loved to sew, and she did a lot of that. So this is for people who like any kind of handwork, whether you want to do embroidery or crocheting or knitting. And if you're, sometimes you're a beginner and you need a little help to make that next step to something a little more complicated, there are all levels of people there, so they can give you a hint or something to help you move
show
on.
you the stitches and whatever. Yeah, that's cool.
I made a baby's set commuting in New York City when I lived in the city on the train, because I was 40 minutes on the train.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I would crochet, every morning on the train. I finished the sweater. But I think that's fun. Anybody who likes their hands to be busy. I can't just sit and watch television. I can crochet and watch television. I can read and watch television. I can do a bunch of things, Christmas cards. I can't just sit and watch TV.
Laundry watching TV.
Yeah. I just can't sit and watch TV. So if you're like me and you want something to keep your hands busy, this is a great place to start.
Gifts and wearable. I mean,
Right.
Awesome.
My goodness.
Nice thick wool hat.
And fiber artists too do tend to be sort of a sociable group. They help each other out. They enjoy being around each other. And, like Ursula said, you're doing something with your hands. You can talk and build community. It's great.
And the BYOB club is not bring your own bottle, it's bring your own book.
I love that. I saw that.
And you bring a book you want to talk about, up to 3, and everybody takes turns talking about books they've really liked. And then the information is compiled and shared with the people who came to that meeting. So it doesn't have to be a brand new book, just a book that spoke to you recently.
So it's a way to be introduced to a book that you might not have picked up on your own, might not have even been aware of, And Addie Smock, our assistant director, has created a page on our website with the previous recommendations. So as people are recommending books, she's adding them to this page.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Does it have the recommender's name?
I don't know that it does.
Oh wow, I know Ursula. We have similar tastes or things, and Ursula says, "Oh, this one book was really good." Oh wow. Hearing a recommendation from someone is just better than reading a review or something, because who knows what that person...
That's true.
Right.
It's like your favorite bookstore when you go in and you see
the
staff members' picks, and you think, oh, right, Olivia. I always love Olivia's books, right?
Yes. Blockbuster, right? They had the staff members' picks.
Which is cool. You end up sort of following along with your favorite staff member.
And we've talked about Hoopla before, which is a service that's available through our website. You can get movies, music, audiobooks, ebooks, comics, and TV. And you download up to 4 of them a month with your library card.
Free.
Free.
Yep.
Absolutely free.
You can even register for a library card online. I mean, we want to see your
did that.
Good for
I
you.
did it online. Oh, I was so proud of myself because every month I would say, I'm going to get my library card. And so I went online and I did it.
So now with
You
that
don't even
library
need a
card,
physical card anymore, right?
not to take advantage of our digital resources. So Hoopla and Canopy, the streaming video service, and all of our downloadable ebooks and e-audio books are accessible with that digital library card. I mean, like I said, we love to see your face, but you know, some
But
folks.
just to walk in the library, I don't need to have my plastic card. If,
Well,
if
we
my
will-
name is on file, that I have,
If you come to the library, you need your card to check things out.
Oh, they can't look you up or whatever.
Well, we don't do that because there's been instances in the past.
Oh, they say you're somebody else.
Well, particularly within families. And I've seen where you have one bad borrower and a family of 5, nobody's able to take out books because they run up fines on everybody's library card. So we don't do that anymore.
Good.
So when Nina comes into the library, and she will come into the library.
I will.
To check out a book or to check out one of these programs, all she has to do is come to the circulation desk with her ID, and we will give her a physical card because she's already registered. So she's already in our system. So we'll be able to look her up, find that record that she input herself, and we can then give you a physical card.
And they're nice. I have one that's this big. It fits on my keychain, like my grocery store.
Oh, yes, those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we give you the little key card for that.
Except my dog was a puppy and she chewed on it, but we won't go into that.
And you know, another exciting thing coming up is our children's origami program. That's coming up on. It's a Saturday in November. I want to say maybe the first Saturday in November. Is that date on our? It's certainly on our.
I think it's around the 6th. I don't know.
Oh, it is. It's Saturday, November 6th. So this is a draft that I have in front of me, so I'm not exactly sure of the time yet, but it'll be Saturday, November 6th. It'll be an origami program for children, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We haven't had one of those since before COVID, so our origami fans are probably missing it, and new folks that want to come and join us, keep an eye out for that. Cranes everywhere. And it might be a time to make maybe holiday ornaments or things like that. Learn how to make some decorative stuff. I was talking about our community partners with Ulster Literacy Association. Another really strong community partner for us is Bard College. And Jeffeth Wood, who is a resident of Kingston and a great library fan, is doing the Bard Math Circle. And for folks who aren't familiar with the Bard Math Circle, it's a program for middle school students and their families to encourage engagement with math in a really fun and interesting way. They do games, they do competitions, they do just a really great math enrichment program for middle school students, and there's going to be a family math afternoon to kind of reintroduce folks to this program on Saturday, November 13th from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. So anyone from, in that age group is invited to come and join and engage with the Bard Math Circle, and it's a really fun way to do math, and Japheth and the students that he works with Bard Math students, are fantastic. It's just really wonderful.
I think that's great. As a parent who we struggle a little bit with our children with math, and part of that was the interaction of us with the math itself. Like my husband was great at math, but it's just a whole different way of teaching it, where this incorporates both the families and the students, because then you could take that home with you and help them through their math homework and so forth. So I think that's great that it includes the whole family.
It does, and it's really engaging. It draws you in. I've had conversations with Japheth. I've sat in on some of these over the years, and I have no particular reason to be studying math at this point in my life. I don't dislike math. I did it in school, but very quickly you're drawn into these games and activities around math, and it's just a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Bard does a lot in this community.
They do.
Bard does a tremendous amount.
Bard
We're going to have Clementi classes again in the future.
In the future, Ursula was just asking about the Clemente course, which is a full credit course provided for free to students in the community by BARD for over 10 years. They met at Kingston Library during COVID. They are meeting now, but they're meeting via Zoom. They will again once we're able to meet safely and effectively in person. They'll be back at Kingston Library.
Glad.
Yeah.
It's a great program.
It is a fantastic
if you've been out
program.
of high school a few years and you're thinking, maybe I should go to college, I didn't do it before, gives you a chance to try college-level work without a huge investment and with supportive people.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you the confidence going forward, I can do this. So I'm going to go ahead and take classes and work toward a degree. And I think that's really helpful, particularly if you've been out of school for a few years and you're not in the classroom mode.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's a course to jumpstart or re-engage people with the college education process, and that's again through BARD. They do amazing things. They're really great. And also in our newsletter we have book recommendations. For all ages. It's I'm going to say again, if people aren't getting this newsletter in their email box, please go to kingstonlibrary.org and register for that and sign up so you'll get these too. Lots of new books, lots of interesting books that we have now, and those recommendations are there. And we also have our ongoing programs. We have our Tuesday morning story hours for kids with Miss Stephanie. It's a story and a craft and some music.
Great.
And on Mondays, from 3 to 4 p.m., we have drop-in tech time. So
That's a great service.
yes, so folks who are trying to get that one thing done on their iPad or on their smartphone, or want to learn how to use some of our digital resources, our downloadable ebooks or audiobooks, or find out what Hoopla is all about. We talk about Hoopla and streaming video and music. If you want to know more about that and just want to sit with a person to talk to, we have staff on Monday afternoons from 3 to 4 that will help you do all that.
If you're like me, you turned something off by accident in your phone and have no clue how you turned it off and no idea how to turn it back on, but you'd really like to have it again?
This is the time to come. Mondays between 3 and 4.
That's right. That's right. And we also have our Kingston Library Book Club on one Friday afternoon a month. The next one is Friday, November 19th. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's an in-person book discussion group. And in November, the book they'll be discussing is A Whole Life by Robert Sienthaler. No need to register for that. You can just come. That's Friday afternoon, November 19th at 1 p.m. If you're in the vicinity of the library, you might spend your lunch hour.
And we're going to be at the farmer's market next week?
Mm-hmm. A couple of our staff members will be at the farmer's market from 9 to 2.
Oh, that's nice. That's great.
Before noon, there will be a little story hour and a kids craft. Throughout the day, you can sign up for library cards, find out more about the library, talk to library staff, and just see how fun and interesting they are. So they will be there at the farmer's market.
Well, you are busy. It's just amazing how many services, how many workshops, everything that you offer. And we don't even talk about, all the books and everything else that's available on so many different levels, hard copy, digitally. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
If you go over one page, you'll see our calendar for the month.
Okay, so on the newsletter...
At the end, there's a calendar there.
Okay.
And, we're sort of starting to come out, people are finding their way out into the world and out into society more. And your public library is a great place to sort of dip your toe in the water, to be around people again, to interact a little bit, and at no cost to you, come and borrow a book, borrow a DVD, come to a program, just read the newspaper or a magazine, just be out in the world again.
Right, yes, absolutely.
In your library, that's not a place where you're shopping or, and we try to make it as comfortable for people as possible. We are still asking people to wear masks in the building, just, for safety. You're inside.
Why not? Yeah.
Yes.
But, come and be around people. Come and talk to our staff. See what's at the library these days. We always have something interesting going on.
You can borrow a rake to rake your leaves. Right?
Once this rain stops and things dry up a little bit.
Get some paper bags.
On my way in, I saw the leaf bags being picked
so
up.
you can put the leaves in the wheelbarrow and take them.
Another reason to go to the library.
Prep your garden for the spring. Put it to bed for the winter, and
bury them, dig them in.
Put a little mulch going.
Yep. There you go. Awesome. So we're about at the bottom of the hour.
Yes. See that.
So thank you guys so much.
My pleasure. And again, please go to our website, kingstonlibrary.org, sign up for our newsletter, get all of this information in your email box, come to the library. You can pick up a copy there, see what's going on. We'd love to see everyone.
You can find our calendar is also on the website, so that you can, if you say, I heard about it, but what day was it? You can go to the website and go to the calendar, and it will tell you the date, the day, and the time.
Mm-hmm. Or you can always just call 331-7981.
And I think the other number is at 0507.
331-01. Yep.
There you go.
And it's all there.
It's all in the
KingstonLibrary.org.
All right. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you in November.
Yes. We'll see you in November.
Thank you. All right, Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and Margie and Ursula. Thank you so much. Leave a copy for the office, if you can, and of all of those wonderful updates and things like that are going on in Kingston Library. And it's now at the bottom of the hour, and you're with us on Kingston Community Radio, KCR at AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. It's 51 degrees right now here on this Tuesday, October 26th. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And we'll be right back after these messages.
You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
And we're back, and thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. And this is AM 920. 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. Cloudy with periods of rain. Hey, what do you think of that? I think so. 100% chance of rain today with a high of 56 only. It's 51 degrees right now. We're going to have that same rain likely tonight as well, with a low of 51. Some cloudiness with a couple peaks of sunshine tomorrow. Slight chance of a rain shower throughout the day. A high of 58 for Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 42. And Thursday, it's going to be generally sunny, despite a few afternoon clouds. A high of 59. So the temperatures are rising a little bit throughout the week, and partly cloudy in the evening on Thursday night with a low of 41. And that's kind of the forecast for the next few days. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, with a long history of serving local communities and maintaining a strong tradition of customer service excellence while providing each customer with the personal attention they deserve. Rondout Savings, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, and also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Now let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance and our new guest.
And we're back.
We are.
Final home stretch.
That's right. It went so fast today, right, Cameron?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it flew.
And we are joined in the studio with Paul Hakim. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, everybody.
Paul, how are you? Last time I saw Paul, I was sipping a margarita at Santa Fe.
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Oh, nice.
I wasn't going to tell on you.
Oh, see?
Right. Hey,
he was sipping one, too.
After work.
So
it was after work. It wasn't like you're having a margarita lunch or anything.
No, no.
Yeah, we missed those 3 martini lunch days.
Yeah, right, no more.
We're a generation too late.
Yes, that's for
Might
sure.
be a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably a very good thing.
I don't think I could do them during dinner, 3 martinis during dinner, let alone lunch, and go back to the office.
And drive home.
Yeah.
Drive back to the office. Dozing off at 3. So what's going on, man? How you been? Been traveling at all?
Yeah, I was just down in the Carolinas in Greenville a week and a half ago or so. Headed back out to Indianapolis and Louisville. It's the next trip.
Okay. Yeah. So now that's an interesting part of the country. Like
it's a booming part of the country.
It? Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, we call them the flyover states, but they're huge distribution states. So there's a lot of industrial activity, a lot of industrial real estate,
manufacturing,
and it's really amazing. You get out there on 80, how much truck traffic there is heading east and west. Last time I was out there, it was night, and I was sitting in traffic. Everybody was doing like 70, and it was this long straightaway, and there were so many tractor trailers on the road. I could see probably for about a mile, and I thought I was on a train. Like a car.
The cars, yes.
Because that's all of it. Everything was
same speed,
right?
Standardized size.
It was like nobody hit your brake, nobody hit your brake, nobody hit your brake, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Starts to cascade.
So true.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, and all this truck traffic you see out there, and there's still supply chain shortages, right? I've seen more trucks on the road than ever.
Oh gosh.
Right.
And they still can't move the product fast
and
enough.
It seems like there's a lot of trains too. During the shutdown, there was like 1 or 2 trains a day you hear come through Kingston. Now there's one every hour. There's a lot of train traffic too.
Yeah, but yet you have the problem with the supply chain.
Right.
And they're talking about all the tankers out in California. They're sitting there waiting to come in, and they're not able to bring them in.
I don't get how that correlates to toilet paper and paper towel.
Yeah.
Because those are, the big things that are not on the shelves in the stores. So,
right.
And they're talking about shortages for Christmas. Toys aren't going to be on the shelves. They're all, in container ships in the ocean.
I think that Amazon planted that story, right? To get
they want. Don't believe everything you read, type of thing. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And the gas prices, right? Look at that. How they. Oh my gosh.
It's a shame. We're probably going to double here in a year.
Yeah.
And it really amazes me.
Which I don't understand why.
Especially I remember when they put the dollar digit on the gas pumps. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and they're saying they stopped they pulled back with the supply of gasoline and so forth.
Pumping.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
I know.
Turn the wells back
on. Whatever they did, stop doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, open it back up.
And now I understand there's also in the latest recovery bill, whatever bill, infrastructure bill, whatever they title it and stuff, that there's going to be a per mile tax for you driving your personal vehicle. Like 6 or 8 cents a mile.
How are they going to track that?
When you do your tax return, just like, if you're corporate and you track your miles and everything, you're going to give in your odometer readings.
What?
it was. I read an article in the Wall Street Journal, and it talked about a lot of this, a lot of the things. Because I did a little bit of research because it was really bothering me. Because every time you turn on the TV or you see headlines, it's, oh, they're fighting about the cost.
Right.
It's like that's all you hear is $3 trillion. Oh, we're going to get it down to $2 trillion, $1.5 trillion, or whatever, billion,
Right.
zillion, whatever. Right.
Yeah, right.
And nobody have you heard what's in it?
No.
You know, it's like at a certain point, it doesn't matter what it costs. What's in it?
Right.
Right? Do we
What's
even
the
want
substance
it?
of it? Yeah, right.
I don't want. I don't want a per mile gas
Right.
tax.
And I can't even give an opinion on it because I don't know what's in it.
Right.
Right? You know, you heard they hit all the soft spots, child care, kindergarten
Tuition,
or
free,
preschool,
whatever, yeah.
That kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, great, okay, you got me, but that doesn't cost $3 trillion.
Right.
I hope.
The military budget's already $1 trillion,
Right.
so they're not buying more tanks.
And now they're talking about the free community college, and I'm to the point. Not everybody needs to or should go to college. They should be pumping money, in my opinion, into better BOCES programs and everything, trade schools,
pilots and driving programs.
Get back to these great jobs, manufacturing jobs, electricians, HVAC. Try to get
we had the community college on.
Try to get a plumber.
Yeah, try to get a plumber. You're absolutely right.
Earlier, and he's saying, local manufacturers and stuff are clamoring. They're calling the college. We need a training course for this. We want to, upgrades for this. And they're trying to react, but
right.
It's
But the
such a
kids,
demand
the kids for the last 10 years have been sold a bill of goods. You need to go to 10 years, 20 years, whatever.
We said the for-profit pipeline.
That's right.
Ridiculous.
It's really amazing.
And they do everything they can to keep the kid in the school, pumping money in, make it so easy to borrow money,
and then give them a worthless degree.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, geez, I got this, crazy degree, and I can't find a job, right? And that's a shame because these kids are strapped with $150,000 in debt. Because they were like, you need to go to college, and
that's why my son.
Parents are strapped.
It's fantastic.
1 year from now, he's probably going to be making more money than I do.
Yeah, and he's
going to be 18 freaking years old,
and he'll get 20 job offers across the country.
Union, he wants. Yeah, he's God bless him, man.
Yeah. Really fantastic. But that's really where we need to refocus this country is in the production. Right, because I look
less
around.
Reliance on foreign sources, and
on TV they're making fun of it on the TV commercials. The kid on the side of the road with the flat tire and going, "What's a lug wrench?" On the phone with his father. It's like, whoa, my kid.
buddy at Duke's Automotive makes $35 an hour his paycheck. So not too shabby.
Yeah. But my kids learned how to change a tire before they were allowed to leave in the car on their own.
Yes, I agree with you.
Right? You get a flat tire, which
there's a lot of
happens.
parents out. See, you were able to teach your kids that. Dwayne. There's parents out there who couldn't even teach your teenage kid how to.
Or how to use the right end of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Right?
Check the oil. Open the hood and
where do I do that?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's motivation or lack of know-how, with a lot of the whatever generations
lack of know-how.
we have behind us. And, that's sad that stuff wasn't passed on because we're going to lose more again in another generation, which is going to make those skilled trades even more valuable.
Or, when I first, moved out of, at the time when I went to college, how little of my friends knew how to cook, do laundry, or whatever, because they grew up, their mother did everything for them. And all of a sudden they're on their own, and they're like, I don't have any clean clothes, and there's this machine over there. What do I do? It's like, literally, it's like, are you freaking kidding me, kid? You don't know how to do a load of laundry?
It's like over-nurtured by the helicopter parents.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly right.
And, scored 1950 on their SATs, and, whatever, but they can't,
do their laundry.
Can't scramble an egg. And, scramble eggs and, make eggs and make breakfast.
But they can order it on the app.
Yeah. Uber will have it.
And wait a minute, it's
Uber
not here yet?
My son said, "What do I need to do that? Uber can do it. Or, I can get it here in 20 minutes."
Well, that's a thing. Uber. You mentioned Uber. That's one of the biggest things that I feel. Because we try to use Uber. Frequently, like if we go out, I'm so afraid to have a drink or two with dinner.
Right.
We're getting very good at leaving our vehicles after that because I don't want that problem.
Yeah, sure.
And you can't get Ubers anymore because everybody is
delivering food.
Well, they're driving. Where did all these Amazon vans come from in the last 2 months? All of a sudden, there's all these Amazon vans. Where did they come from? But they sucked up all the drivers. Right?
Yeah, it's really hard to get an Uber.
The same amount of money delivering tacos as you can delivering pizza or people rather.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
If I have some dude in my car who just wants to chit chat. Well, I can bring food around. It's
right.
Yeah.
Quiet.
No, it is hard to get an Uber now.
Probably tasting the fries in the McDonald's bag too.
Those are greasy fingerprints on the top of my
Well,
bag.
you notice you see. Like at the fast food places, they seal the bags before the Uber driver picks it up.
I'm sure, yeah.
It was like, oh, those fries smell good.
Yeah, right. Driving one arm, reaching them back. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, how things change so quickly, though, right? Before an Uber, within 3 to 5 minutes, you could have a driver pick you up. And now it takes a while. It's difficult to get an Uber driver. Yeah, especially in certain areas.
Well, I guess, call me old school, but I like going to the grocery store,
Yeah,
picking out the vegetables and that kind of stuff. How does that person know what grapefruit I want?
Which one?
Oh, no, I would have to go. No, I could never have somebody else
and the
grocery
fee,
shop
I'm sure
for
they're
me.
throwing $10 out, like Instacart. I'm sure they're throwing $10 delivery fee on there or something, and
Oh, sure. I know my daughter, when
percentage.
she's up here now, but when she lived down in the city, she would do that. She would order from Whole Foods, her whole grocery list for the week. It would get delivered to her apartment, and she was very content with that, and it worked well for her. I couldn't even imagine that.
I couldn't imagine schlepping 6 blocks with 4 grocery bags.
Well, that also helps the fact that, she didn't have to carry the
city's a whole
groceries.
other dynamic.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
It
that's
is here.
for sure.
But not much happening around Ulster County in the last month, was there, huh?
No.
Been pretty quiet.
Yeah, well,
very quiet.
everything's in the works. I Kingstonian moving forward. I see with the Fair Street, changeover.
Easement.
And now they're pushing the apartments behind the Best Western.
The senior. Yeah, the senior.
They lowered the age for that. Now, where is the access to that going to be? Off Hurley Avenue?
So there's 2 accesses. One is right past Seatour on the right before you get to the throughway overpass.
Okay, but Caterino's barbershop there?
Right before, on the Kingston side of that.
Okay.
There's a house with a barn next to the Mickey's complex there.
Yeah.
And they own that strip of land.
Okay.
They also own there's 2 rail lines that cross Washington Avenue by Super 8.
Yeah.
One of those is privately owned. And they own that flag lot out there. So one of them is going to be the rail trail. The other is a private strip that they own. And I think I think that's where there was some contention with the county over the last handful of years on that project, because the county wanted it for recreation and they needed a secondary means of egress. So I guess if it's moving forward, they settled, I hope.
Yeah,
because,
good.
Yes.
Good.
That's another 50. It's like another 50 or 70 senior units.
Yeah, amen.
They did
that are
settle,
private,
inventory,
non-governmental funded.
It's a nonprofit. It's Hudson River Housing. It's not RUPCO.
No,
it's a
it's not.
RUPCO type agency that's done other developments like
But
that.
that's the thing that we need around here to free up
Inventory.
inventory.
And it's an ideal place for it also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Have you been to Moonburger yet?
No, I haven't.
That's amazing to me.
I left the office.
People are loving it.
I left the office at like 9:30 last night, and I went to Quick Check to get gas, and I looked. I was like, "Where are all those cars going?"
I
And
know.
the whole little dead end street there. It was
I thought
full.
the location was going to kill it, but apparently it's not matter. Doesn't matter much.
So do you see? That's the. There's all kinds of people involved with that before they even open.
Oh, yeah,
my,
like
my daughter commented that
culinary experts
they
and
had-
the dude
well,
from
it was-
Shake Shack and
it was the guy from Shake Shack and
The food.
what's his name? Myers from Shake Shack is involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had like 10,000 Instagram followers before they even opened. That's
crazy.
In their first location. So
that is the first. It's not a
no,
franchise?
that guy moved up here somewhere.
Well, he's going to make his money in they're going to make their money in franchises. I tell you what, because that's a brilliant idea. The timing, like in terms of like the world, is perfect for that type of plant-based diet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that line's like that day in and day out.
Say it now. Where's the beef?
Yeah,
All right?
exactly.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I'll try one. I'll eat one. I'm not going to
one.
sit online for it. Not that I'm against it. It's just, I don't know.
I'll try it,
Yeah, I'll
definitely. But I'm with you. I don't know about
definitely
staying.
try it.
My point was a successful business. Amen. They got 15 employees. Hopefully more someday. Hopefully they'll be building a corporate headquarters 10 years
Where'd
from
they
now.
get 15 employees from?
That's
the other
another
thing.
good-
You
yeah,
know,
right.
Everybody
People
else
can't
is
find-
hurting.
Yeah.
You know, Innis out at the Rondout Golf Club is open at like 20% capacity. Hutton Brickyards isn't even at.
My
I don't even
son
think
told
that.
me, I was sitting in bed last night, went to bed, I was doing a crossword puzzle, he saw I was open, he's like, Dad, can you sit down? He watches TikTok and, whatever, and influencers, whatever. He follows this one guy that does tech, and did an ad. He wasn't selling his product. He was like, you should consider a career in Allstate. Allstate will train you, great career path. There's multiple levels. You could eventually own your own insurance agency, whatever. And he's like, I'd never seen that before. I'd never heard anything like
so
that.
that Allstate's paying an influencer to do that.
He
Yeah.
wasn't saying come buy Allstate insurance. Help me in my accident. He's like, come work for Allstate. And Ben was like, Dad, that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. Which I've never heard of that. But that's that's like some pop star advertising for whatever. Come work at McDonald's. Don't buy the food. Just come work there. It's weird.
Well, and the
It's a
social
whole new thing. It's a crossover between State Farm, insurance, brick and mortars, Stade, top Fortune 500 company, whatever, grasping the new technology or influencers and TikTok, or whatever. It's crazy to me.
Well, there is new artificial intelligence apps and stuff that, based on social media traffic and what you do, they try to place you with jobs. All right, so people have their resumes up on what was it, Monster.com and all these other sites and everything now. So now there's algorithms that know everything you do on social media and stuff and your interests and stuff and try to match you with jobs. So now they're going to start pushing jobs to the younger folk that have a social media presence or where their lives are totally logged.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Get them off the couch and into a job that's, amen. I'm sure every parent out there is like cheering for that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So they actually look at what you're doing on social media,
On your
what
interests
and so forth. Then your resume's up there, and
did you see
gear it
the movie Social
Social
Network or whatever?
Oh yeah, the Social Dilemma.
Did you see that movie? Oh my God, it's
Yeah,
scary.
Netflix. It is scary.
And that's probably like not even telling you the
I
real
deleted.
Right, that's even.
I deleted the social media apps off of my phone after that for a month or so.
None of them.
I know. Then you always have. Yeah.
Now I came back with an alias. I'm Cam Rylance.
Exactly. There's 6 of them out there. I was wondering what's going on.
Wait till you see the job offers you get.
Based on your searches, I can only imagine. Male dancer. What's going on?
Well, it's pretty funny. So, you have friends and stuff that are on social media on their phones and stuff. We were at a conference and, we were talking about that. And one of the guys got up and said, okay, everybody, phones on the table, unlock them. And he said, I'm going to go around the table and, you open Instagram or Facebook and then you hit the search button of what your interests are. And it's what the algorithm thinks that you're going to want to see. And it was pretty funny. One guy's like, football.
That's
another
interesting.
guy's
So
like,
if you go on your Facebook app.
let's do this live with Nina.
No. We're not going to do it live with Nina. Nina's going to do it.
All right, time's turning off.
Come on, now we can't do that.
All right, Cam, break out your phone.
We don't want to see what's on my phone.
Well, no, but it's
just
amazing.
For you. I see what you're saying.
But you think you drill down into like the market. She's smiling.
I never realized you can do that. Okay, yeah.
Wait, Dwayne wasn't on your phone, was he? You have all these golf things going on.
He's buying new clubs. Wait a second.
Yeah, but it's amazing the data that they're accumulating on the masses, right? It's a marketer's dream. What movie was that? 20 years ago, 30 years ago, was it Tom Cruise or somebody coming up the escalator, walking past the billboard, and the billboard goes, hey, Cam, you should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
South Korea has that. Like, in talking to campers, like, you'll be standing in the store window and it'll change, whatever. On the bus or, the subway, it'll say, hey, Cam, while you're waiting, it's unbelievable. So South Korea is like that. Like
sophisticated.
Like, hey, Cam,
technology.
we can't show this ad in public.
Tune in later. It's crazy. Like, it follows you down the street. Like, it knows when you're standing in front of the Macy's Christmas window. It'll
That is
the
amazing.
digital feed will say, oh, tell you what you're into. Oh, it's crazy.
Well, it's all the proximity apps and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because at that same conference, one of the younger guys was like, wow, I just met this new guy, and Facebook is recommending to him as I haven't even spoken to him yet, but Facebook knows he's in my proximity.
Oh,
at
yeah,
this
yeah.
conference. So they're recommending him as a friend because
Even talking, you're talking. I want to learn how to speak Russian. I'm thinking about going to Poland, Ukraine, or something like that. Next time you log on, you're getting Babbel. Take the Russian classes on Babbel. It's like, how the heck do they know? I was just talking about learning Russian, whatever. It's crazy.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the
Yeah.
game systems, like the Xbox, those big, they're always listening to you. Siri,
Siri,
they're waiting
they
for you to say,
turn Siri
Alexa.
up on your phone. Yeah.
And it's
one of the biggest ways.
loose lips sing chips, whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah, we threw
Always
Alexa
listening.
away. That really bothered me.
Oh, Alexa really bothers
And
Dwayne.
the
Oh
Google-
my
the Google
gosh.
thing, any of that kind of stuff
Dwayne's
that's
like, pull
listening
that
for
plug.
you, it's awful.
24/7, yeah.
It's cool on your iPhone now. You can tell if your microphone's on. There's a little dot
Yes.
comes up
Yeah.
in the corner, so you can tell that your microphone is on and being used.
Yeah, because they can turn them on and off, or
Yes.
people can
Yeah.
hack
Yeah.
it. Like, people hacking into home security systems, like freaking people out. Talking like, Paul, we're watching you. You're like, who came out of that speaker? It's crazy.
It is.
Some kid in Texas hacking into you, watching you walk around your house, or some kid from Russia, whatever, or government agent. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is
Like
scary.
all those Ring cameras, the internal home. When your toaster can talk to the internet, it can't be that hard to break in and gain access.
Right.
And don't blame it on the kids. It's that overweight guy that's 60 that hasn't been outside in 4 months.
Yeah.
That's sitting there.
5 monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is true. Yeah,
Don't
no.
stereotype the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Or some Russian or Chinese military, staff sergeant in a room of, 1,000 computers fishing for people, whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, if they
there
can.
North Korea, they're saying North Korea might be one of the biggest scammer. It's not really Nigerian princes. It's North Koreans pretending to be Nigerian princes or whatever. It's I've read a thing. They're, through their scamming, it's one of the few sources of hard Western currencies North Korea can get.
And all the conversations around the border and, safe borders and stuff. But you know what? This is a border. This is a gateway right here in my hand, and you don't know who. Thank God my kids are older. I can't imagine having a teenager kid right now.
Oh, gosh. A
12-year-old
daughter, the pressure. Right. I mean, there's, every day, medical studies about how bad social media is for the developing, psyche and the ego and your self-image and your self-worth. It's crazy. And hits young women particularly hard because of their susceptibility of, being accepted by their peers.
And they sit in bed late at night. You don't even know it.
You
and
don't.
They're
getting
sitting there.
their heads
They're dwelling.
full, no
and
matter
they're
how,
dwelling on the stuff, right?
Thinking about, I'm too skinny, I'm not fat, or I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, my hair's too short, it's terrible.
Back in the day, the only demon we tried to keep out of the house was AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh yeah, remember? Yes, that's right.
Her friends,
Yes.
Oh, your daughter.
Years
When
ago.
we were kids, I mean, you wanted to be mean to somebody, you had to do it to their face. You had to have the guts to say, Paul, I think you're a big jerk. Oh, yeah? Boom. Now you can get 10 of your friends bombarding people with hate. It's scary. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all being used and leveraged for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. There's a billion great reasons for it, but it's being used just as equally bad.
Well, I think it'll get to the point where people their networks will become so much smaller. Do you really need to be connected to that friend of a friend of a friend that you met once at a party?
Facebook less and less, and it's just
because I
turns me off.
I'm guilty of it too. I go on Facebook sometimes, and it's like, okay, I know that. Where did I meet that person? Why am I connected? It's like, okay, delete.
Yeah.
And I bet you I cut half the stuff down because it's just all noise.
I'm sick of seeing what they're having for lunch every day.
Yeah, right.
I think that
People
stopped
love
a
to
little
post
bit.
food. Yeah.
Some people it's cool. So we're almost at the top of the hour.
How'd that happen?
I know, that went fast.
I feel like I just got here.
You did. You just walked in. But cool, man. So good luck. Thanksgiving around the corner.
Yeah, right. Have a good holiday.
Yes. I've got a couple trips before Thanksgiving.
Got your grandbaby coming over, I hope.
And he's going to be 2 on Thursday.
Oh, good for him,
That's great.
So, yeah, it's
Awesome,
exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
Maybe he can win a cow pie. Lawrence, have you heard that? You know, maybe Thursday's cow pie winner.
There you
Paul's
go.
grandson.
Cow pie, huh?
Paul's
Okay.
grandson. Or his brother Derry.
Wow.
You'll love it. So
Right.
cool. Paul, thank you
Yes.
so much. Appreciate
Have
it.
a good holiday.
Yeah, thanks
We'll
for
see you
having
next
me.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
absolutely.
everybody for listening. It's been
Yes,
a terrific
have a
Tuesday.
have a
It's a
good
little
Tuesday.
bit light out. Took 2 hours to get a little bit light, but
Yes, it is.
be
kind
safe
of.
in the rain. And Dan,
See you next week.
see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and thank you, Paul Hakim, for coming in today. It's now at the, it's almost 9 o'clock, so we've made it through, and it's 51 degrees here in Uptown Kingston, and it's Tuesday, October 26th. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Rondout Savings, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And we thank you for sharing the morning with us and participating in Kingston Community Radio, KCR, AM 920, 92.5 FM, WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. Talk radio at its best. Inspire discussions of, by, and for the community. And we invite you to be with us tomorrow for a Super Wednesday. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.
Young and lovely, the gal